Ben Johnson is the newest head coach of the Chicago Bears. And, I mean, how many of these hires, in retrospect, should have been done last year that we're seeing?
Well, I think we're 2 for 2 with Mike Vrabel and Ben Johnson.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. And we'll see, who the Dallas Cowboys hire. Could have been done last year is one way to look at it. Should have been done last year when you're looking at it through the lens of what happened this year. And how different it could have been in Chicago if Ben Johnson was attached to Caleb Williams right from the get-go. How different would the Lions season have been?
Right.
That's a butterfly effect that just trickles down.
Right. I mean, and watching Dan Quinn currently speak with the media on Conference Championship Wednesday, where everybody's having their shot with the media and vice versa prior to the big championship weekend. There's Dan Quinn with the W on his chest. He could have the star on his chest if not for sticking with the coach for one more year that you weren't going to keep anyway.
You also have to look like this, Rich. Like Dan Quinn for himself did a great job because he could have left the year before and taken the job.
That's true, too.
But he waited, and obviously he landed in the right spot.
But in terms of, Ben Johnson, I guess for the Bears, better late than never. Certainly if you think that Caleb Williams will not bring the mental scars of whatever he went through this past season into next season, and that might actually be a better piece of clay for Ben Johnson to help mold. And Ben Johnson had this to say about his reasons for taking the job, because last year he had his choices and turned them all down to go back to Detroit as the offensive coordinator. And I'm sure they gave him maybe an extra, on top of the comma to actually stay, in the same way that maybe Tampa's done with their offensive coordinator. Liam Cohen announced today that he's removing himself from the Jaguars head coaching position to stay in Tampa for the NFC South winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At any rate, Ben had his choice last year and had this to say about why he took the Bears job now.
There's several reasons why I wanted this job. The first is this place. For the last 10 plus years, my family and I have been coming up for a Cubs series every summer. And it doesn't take long to realize that this place is special. These people are special. Number two is this roster that Ryan's already built. It is stocked, it's loaded. Everyone wants to talk about the quarterback, and Caleb, I'm excited to work with you, but it's going to take more than just you. And there are a lot of pieces already in place. And I can't wait to get to work with the rest of you guys. And then finally, I wanted to stay in this division. I know this is the toughest division of football right now. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs this year. I've got tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and the players in this league. Having competed against them for the last 6 years. Dane Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, you're talking about 2 guys that are up for Coach of the Year awards as the season ends here. And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
Oh, boy, he just kind of giggled a little bit there. Now, that's the red meat that Lovey threw out there. Remember he took the job? Said the first order of business is beating the Green Bay Packers. We're going to have goals. Yeah. Beat the Packers, win your division, win the conference, win the Super Bowl. Well, he did all of that with the exception of winning the Super Bowl. Got to it. So there's the red meat for you. Ben serving up the red meat.
Fan base has to love that.
Well, this is why they were excited to have him. He's talking it up. He also walked the walk, or called the calls in Detroit. And that's the question, the leader of men question, and how he's going to run the organization, and whether that's a culture that he brings. What is his culture? How can he affect it? But he obviously knows how he's talking to the fan base. Hey, I came for Cubs games. What, are you going to piss off the White Sox people with their 5 wins? I took care of it for you, Ben. No, but, you're talking about the North Siders, and you're giving them, hey, I love coming. By the way, Chicago in the summer, when you go there.
It's amazing.
It is unreal.
It is the greatest.
It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Yeah.
Like, man, everybody should work here.
And
everybody should live here.
Until the winter comes.
Yeah,
it's
going like,
But other than that,
no, I know.
You're right. Chicago's great.
I remember when I went to school there, Northwestern. Bill Curtis was doing the CBS local news talking about the Polar Express pulling into town. Anybody who wonders who Bill Curtis is, he was the voiceover on Anchorman.
Oh.
Yes. And listen, the Chicago sports town, and everybody knows, despite the Jordan stuff and I know I just boiled down the Chicago dynastic years as the Jordan stuff, and the Cubs stuff. Bears win and give you a parade down Michigan Avenue. Look out, okay? Like that's what it's about, and that's what fans are expecting out of Ben Johnson, to wave a wand and turn Caleb Williams into the best draft choice from the quarterback class of 2023. And good luck with that. And that's got nothing to do with Caleb. It's got to do with Jaden Daniels, and it's got to do with whatever he can affect from Caleb that he wasn't able to affect. And the answer to that is get him the damn protection up front, A, and B, come up with the plays that makes him comfortable and gets him playing like the kid we saw at USC. That's the answer, obviously. And I think Ben Johnson knows it. The question is, how will they go about and do it? But for Bears fans who've been looking for that big splashy hire, winning the press conference moment, I don't know the last time they had one of them. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I was like, hey, everybody, here's your new head coach. And everybody in town is like, yes. And I love how he said, I respect all the coaches. It's kind of, he did give with an all due respect before showing the back of his hand to
right.
Matt LaFleur, who probably spat out his Cabernet wherever he was sipping it in Green Bay for that. Good luck.
I can't wait to see some of the plays that he comes up with.
We'll see.
For this offense. Because, Chris, there were certain plays that Detroit would run, and I'd be like, why are you pulling this out now? Why wouldn't you wait?
There was one that Brady mentioned during the divisional round. He's never seen it before, where it was, a handoff to, or is a flip back to Amon-Ra St. Brown from David Montgomery. Brady said he'd never seen it before. I'm sitting there with Coop, and he's like, so that's a run from Montgomery and then a pass as well, receiving yards.
I'm excited for Keenan Allen to throw a back-breaking interception in a playoff game.
Well, again, now that,
why do you want to start with the Bears?
No,
fans, bro. You're just trying to rile everybody up.
No. He's always going to give you. He's just always going to try and give you the other way of the coin, which is.
That was a dumb play call.
That was not
at that moment in time.
That wasn't his best. That's for sure.
Keenan's got a better arm, though. So.
I'm just kidding. I'm excited for Bears fans. I mean, how can you not be inspired? You got a guy who's the hotshot coordinator in the league, and now you're pairing him up with your number one potential franchise-changing draft pick.
This is what you got to do. And I will say this. I will say this. He's got to do, and I know we're all comparing, Cliff Kingsbury with Jaden Daniels, and Kingsbury could have been the guy. What he's got to do is what Dave Canales did for Bryce Young, which is we're going to bring in an offensive guy and hook him up with our quarterback, who in year one seemed lost at times and lost a lot of games and got hit a lot. And we need to see the kid that we drafted first overall. And this year we did, after they benched him. That's what the Bears want. See what just happened with Bryce Young? Because I'll tell you what, Caleb didn't win too many more games than Bryce Young did in the first year.
No, he didn't. But statistically, he was pretty good. 63%, 3,500 yards, only 6 interceptions. He did play well. They just didn't win a lot.
They also didn't help him. protection-wise and scheme-wise. He just didn't. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.